Welcome, welcome, welcome to my show, Lest We Forget. Today we're going to have a look at Grizzly Bear. Now, I don't know if this is the strangest story to appear on Mid-Rock Crisis, but it's very close. From Brooklyn, in 2002, Ed Drost, vocals, guitars, and keyboards, and Dan Rawson, vocals, guitar, banjo, and keyboards, and Chris Taylor, bass, backing vocals, and woodwinds, and Chris Bear, drums and vocals, are Grizzly Bear. The band plays traditional instruments and electronica, including the omnichord. They play psych pop, folk rock, and experimental music and are characterized by their vocal harmonies. Grizzly Bear was what Ed Drost called his music in the early 2000s. Why? He felt like it. It was fun. But to play out, the duo acquired guitarist and producer Chris Taylor, and they played as a trio, but Drost said these shows kind of sucked. Dan Rawson came aboard. Taylor knew him from a jazz camp. Dan brought in new songs, and I'm guessing they had the band by then, and it no longer sucked because they went on a 2-month tour without a contract. And they also had little to no experience presenting live shows, so the tour became somewhat of a trial by fire. Drost felt that having other people around him would make playing live more tolerable. He was not the type to feed off an audience and or his own stage fright. Stage fright may or may not have something to do with an audience. Social anxiety disorder, speech anxiety, and generalized anxiety disorder can all be symptomatic. Many performers, even popular ones, suffer in silent terror. Public speaking is said to be the biggest fear reported by many American adults, topping flying, financial ruin, and even death. I had it, or I have it. It is the reason I became a musician, so that I could overcome it. To do that, I had to realize that I owed no one anything, even a good performance. It's not something I owed you, something I wanted to do for myself, you know. I play for myself. What others think is really not my business beyond the ticket sales or the charts. That's why so many artists say, fuck the charts. They only mean something to the label. These artists don't want to admit, even to themselves, that they care about popularity. Back to Grizzly Bear, a compilation album was released by Canine Records with Grizz, Simon Bookish, Final Fantasy, Soft Pink Truth, Dientel, Efterklang, and Ariel Pink. Something about pink these days. I don't like that color pink. 2006 saw Yellow House. I think maybe we're pink all on the inside. And like it doesn't matter what we are on the outside, because, you know, we're all the same on the inside, because we're all pink in there, I think. 2006 saw Yellow House and was released on Warp Records. It was named for Drost's mom's house, where it was recorded. The New York Times loved it, and these guys were getting somewhere. If you haven't heard Yellow House, put down the mouse, go to the Yellow House, turn it up. You hear Grizzly Bear in all their glory. Then in 2008, Grizzly Bear opened for Radiohead. Radiohead, wow, they are getting up there. On the second leg of their North American tour this occurred, John Greenwood expressed his love for Grizz, calling them his favorite band. Grizz was dumbfounded, grateful for such an honor, not getting smug, staying likably humble. Vecadamist would be their third LP. It was named after a tiny uninhabited island off Cape Cod that they visited. And the album reached number 8 on the Billboard 200 chart. There was widespread critical acclaim. They have arrived. God bless you, kitty. God bless you. Cat had to sneeze. He's got that virus that's going around, I guess. Coronavirus. Do you guys have that? I had it for a month. You go back into some of my shows from 3 weeks ago. I'm just about to die from coronavirus. I'm better now. I think. I hope. Pray. Anyway, 2017 saw Painted Ruins released to positive reviews. They played at the Brooklyn Academy of Music, backed by an orchestra, and Dross was so pleased with the sound he vowed not to play several of his songs unless they were backed by an orchestra. Not to be persnickety, he just liked that big sound. 2012 saw another LP, Shields. The world tour closed with a sold-out performance at the Sydney Opera House. The show was streamed worldwide on YouTube. Aaron Arntz was added as a touring musician on keyboards and trumpet, and Grizzly Bear is now bi-coastal. Dross now lives in LA. The other bears have stayed in their native habitat, which is New York City. That is. Here's the discography. 1 Horn of Plenty, 1 Deep Sea Diver. I got nothing. 2 Don't Ask, no comment. 3 Alligator, Where? 4 Campfire, It's Not asterisk. 5 Shift, Prime, Disappearing Act, It Hurts, Fix It, It Is, No, Can't, Merge, C, Sub, A Good Place, It Is It, La Duchess Anne, Nay, Do, Eavesdropping, I, Bun, A, Service Bell, Ding, and this song, Null. And here's Yellow House. 1, Easier. It's dreamy and sublime, banjo lead but subdued. 2. Lullaby. Mellow morning music until it isn't. Damn, they're odd. They are odd. It's a good odd, though. You know what I mean? Odd. 3. Knife. I'm not sure these chords are even terrestrial. 4. Central and remote. Superb vocals. Gregorian chant-like, but with tribal drums. Little brother. Fred Nicholas. Loving and lovely. Stunning. It's Brian Wilson-esque. Plans. It's a long way to South America. Can you swim across the Panama Canal? Maria. It's co-written by Maria Forbes. Boom. On a Neck on a Spit is utterly original. Reprise, so beautiful. I'm not worthy. And Colorado. But isn't it Colorado? Here's the friend EP. 1. Alligator. This is the choir version. Late at night on a college radio station. You're like tuning it in and Alligator comes on and you're like, what the fuck? 2. He Hit Me. This is a Crystal cover. He hit me and it felt like a kiss. 3. Little Brother. This is the electric version. It's not really heavy, but it's heavier. 4. Shift. This is the alternate version. I thought the alternate version was already the alternate version. This must be the alternate version of Shift. 5. Plans. Terrible versus non-horse. Sounds edit. 6. Granny Diner. You can imagine being in a Granny Diner at 2 a.m. having some homemade apple pie and vanilla ice cream and a couple of cups of black coffee just to keep it all going. 7. Knife. This was covered by CSS. 8. Plans. This was covered by Band of Horses. Knife was covered by Atlas Sounds. And Deep Blue Sea. This is a cover of the Weavers. And you may be onto something. 11 is Untitled. And 12 is Easier. This is the iTunes Store bonus track. And here's Vectimist. 1. Southern Point. It's like non-discordant pleasure. 2 weeks is less fun. Less fun than Radiohead. That's my opinion. All We Ask, but I Can't Look Away. Fine for Now. No apparent time signature here. It's kind of like, math, metal, sort of, without the metal. 5, Cheerleader. Very quirky song. Just wondering what he's thinking about. Probably, when I was in the marching band and I would be at a homecoming concert or football game, and there'd be the cheerleaders all dressed very short skirts. I wondered how they stayed warm. Probably had to move around a lot and kept them warm. 6, Dory. And yes, this is the fish, Nemo, Finding Dory kind of thing, a song about Dory. It's a worthy subject for a song. I like Dory. You do too, admit it. 7, Ready, Able. You know you can take only so much of this. What I mean is that to listen to Grizzly Bear album after album, it kind of like does something to your mind, and you're like, stop, it's so beautiful, I can't go on. It's better to take it in like little short bursts, maybe a half an album at a time or less. 8, About Face. And you know they got those sandpaper blocks from kindergarten going in the background, and have those sandpaper scratchy sounds going on, a little percussion. 9, Hold Still, Say Cheese. 10, While You Wait for the Others. This is like minimalist chic. 11, I Live With You, but someone has to. It's got string orchestration, but just a little. I don't mind a little string or never mind. 12, Foreground, piano and voice, and then add a big oil drum and a beater. Boom. 14, All We Ask, and this is an iTunes bonus track, and it is hypnotic. 13, Ready and Able, palm muted bass line with reverb. Here's Shields. 1, Sleeping Ute. 2, Speak in Rounds. 3, Adelma. 4, Yet Again. 5, The Hunt. 6, A Simple Answer. 7, What's Wrong? 8, Gun Shy. 9, Half Gate. 10, Sun in Your Eyes. And here's Painted Ruins. 1, Wasted Acres. 2, Morning Sound. 4, Cypresses. 3, Rings. 5, Losing All Sense. 6, Aquarian. 7, Cutout. 8, Glass Inside. 9, Neighbors. 10, Systole. And 11, Sky Took Hold. I used to jam with a bass player named Sky. I guess he was tall. He wasn't that tall. Kind of tall. But I want to give special admiration for Grizzly Bear, because they really took an idea and kept at it and just made it work. And they got famous because they were very talented. It's not the kind of band you expect to come out of Brooklyn or New York City. This is not the Ramones, folks. It's not 1976 either. Grizzly Bear is a new millennium band. And I want to thank them for saving rock. Thanks for being with me on my show, Lest We Forget. See ya.